Hello and welcome to another game from the ESL NA Tournament 4 for Dawn War 3. This game we have Bikerushownz up here in the top as Eldar. Finally fixed that awful gold colour scheme he was going with some red and yellow. And then we have TheMista down in the bottom right. This is bottom left even. This is the first game of TheMista I have watched in this game. But I have seen him play some other RTS. He is known for being a decent player in other RTS. So, very typical openings. ASM first, coming out of TheMista. Wouldn't be surprised to see double ASM, but he is making this out of here, so it looks like it might be with a scout follow-up. Bite Crush, standard Wellboy Gate while capturing this. Jumping over to here and making a listening post, getting his first DA squad out here. Yep, the Assault Marines ready for a drop, so you can see standard 2 Assault Marines opening with a standard DA opening, going to catch the Servitor out, not quite get the kill. Good reactions there from TheMista. Cross capturing the map, getting his first points down. Everything looking good, everything looking standard from both players. Oh, and the Bone Singer finishes off the Servitor there. Absolutely denied. Assault Marines here, catching a Bone Singer themselves, getting a teleport away. Incredibly powerful move of the Bone Singers. Gonna be a little worker combat here on the point. Assault Marines coming around the back. DA on the other side doing the same thing. So a bit faster right now from the Dire Avengers, since there is an Assault Marine still waiting in the drop pod, but they're both going to just trade their resource points, which is just standard. And I want to mention something about this as well. I've seen some people in different discords and such saying that, you know, they don't like watching games where there is this sort of trading of resources, and, you know, they prefer to see some sort of counterplay or something. But honestly, the thing with that is that look at a map like this. If he's being aggressive with his Assault Marines and he has the Dire Avengers hit here, he cannot get back in time to defend that and have any chance of catching the Dire Avengers. Even if it was both Eldar or both Marines, like, there's no chance that you get back there in time to defend with your other squad. So taking a resource over here rather than risking coming back and getting nothing is always going to be the better play. You can make resource points on these without having a work or anything, so it doesn't like take anything from you except a little bit more money. And if you can trade that with them as well, then it all comes out equal in the end, and you just stop yourself from taking any damage. It's better than risking a fight early on and perhaps not being able to get a good fight. So these Dire Avengers are just going to hit here. A lot of listening points coming up from TheMista. Bikerush as well. These guys are really trying to hold down their position. TheMista are interestingly taking this back point off of Bikerush. We have the Assault Marines coming in from 2 angles here, which is quite nice. The Eldar have taken out the listening post and are now backing off. Throwing out the grenade, but the jump and the grenade are both going to miss. Jumped back up with these Assault Marines, which might be a bad move. He's now noticed that there are the Striker Scorpions here, and he's going to have to back off. He's going to take a lot of damage here. Going to get the jump out, which will save some of his models. He has the kill team down here as well, and they have gone with the Flamer to give him that little early advantage, but the Striker Scorpions are coming in. Jump on the Striker Scorpions is good, but I really want to see some sort of jump onto the Dire Avengers here, because the Flamer is going to do some good damage, but decent splits there from Bite Crush means that he isn't actually getting much of this. The Striker Scorpions are still going to beat the Assault Marines, and the Assault Marines aren't holding down the Dire Avengers until now. This fight really hasn't gone very well for TheMista. I think he needed to hold down this Dire Avenger squad sooner, and even then I'm not sure if he'd have managed to take it out. He's got a third Assault Marine squad coming in here now, but this is sort of a suicide charge now, I feel like. He's already in a bad position, and He is now actually pulling back a bit. There are 2 squads of Assault Marines here. I'm surprised that they both didn't go down, but now the Dire Avengers are going to have to back off. So that actually, that last Assault Marine squad turned out not to be such a suicide charge, but very importantly, Bikerushownz did save the Striking Scorpions, so he does not have to wait until they come back up, whereas you can see we've got a big wait now for the kill team to come back up, and the Dire Avenger squads overall survived as well. So coming back to try and get these Assault Marines reinforced, another set of Assault Marines here. Let's we heard that Bikerushownz is starting tier 2. Let's check out the sort of situation for both sides. We have decent amount of researchers here, of resources here from the TheMista, but not enough to go to tier 2. Perhaps not as experienced with high level play in this game. Maybe not focusing enough on getting to that tier 2, or maybe Bikerushownz has done particularly well at stopping him, but he's been going ahead for these requisition generators in the early game, very much so, which is really putting him behind in getting to the second tech. This is going to be very hard to hold off. To hold off Falcons, you really need to have either your own vehicles out, or at least last cannons, and both of them require tech 2. Striker Scorpions are just going to demolish this this listing post over here with a big set of Dire Avengers to support. We are now at 4 Dire Avengers and Striker Scorpions to, I believe, still 3 Assault Marines. And Bikerushownz is out on the map, moving around, getting stuff done. These Assault Marines are not. They are too scared to be really making some havoc. I would love to see them hitting these points. He knows that the army is up here, but he's just keeping them behind right now. So it looks like he's moving up to sort of reply to this attack. His kill team are coming down soon, so he can drop the kill team in. He has scouts to drop in as well. He could get 2 good drops here and some jumps coming down. This listing post is going to go down before the fight by the looks of it, so it won't help too much. He gets a jump onto one of the Dire Avenger squads. That's a good start. He then gets a jump onto the Striking Scorpions. That's a good job. He gets a jump onto the other Dire Avenger squad, so he's holding off most of them, leaping onto the other one as well, leaving the Striking Scorpions to take the buildings while he's going to try and hold down some of these Dire Avengers. The kill team is now going after the Striking Scorpions there with the grenade and the flamer. More Assault Marines chasing up here. These Striking Scorpions will likely get out, and the Dire Avengers are getting cut down pretty well. He's got him down to 2 squads of Dire Avengers now, which is a good. That's a strong win from a fight there from the TheMista. The Scorpions, however, sneaking around here, might be able to do some damage to something in the back line. It's only 3 models of Scorpions, but they can still do a lot of damage. If they're hitting something like the shield generator, which has no defense, they could still get this down pretty fast, but they're going to back off. The Marines army is coming up the side, going to try and catch this back point off again by the looks of it. Now, I am quite sad that the TheMista isn't pushing any of these points. You push this point now, yeah, you get a free capture of this, that's fine, but you kill 1 generator, whereas if you put your forces into killing something like this, you could get, you know, 2 or 3 generators, which just ends up being more work. And, you know, he's going to capture this and put some stuff on there, but this is sort of wasting his army a bit now. I would like to see him have a few more servitors out, hiding them around the map, which would not only give him a load of vision, but would also mean that he could send a servitor here to capture this, rather than having his whole army stick here. And he's now going to get big double jump from the Striking Scorpions. Big grenade coming out as well to keep them stuck in the middle of this. But the Assault Marines will really want to jump onto the back, onto these... you see there, very good play from Bikerushownz, sending the Bone Singer in to catch these kill team up in melee combat, which is really ruining their chance to do what they could have done, the huge AoE damage to this Dire Avenger formation. And he does manage to keep all of his Assault Marine squads alive, but now his offensive force is entirely blunted here. The Dire Avengers are still free, the Striker Scorpions are going back to heal, and the first Falcon is out, and the Marine player just has nothing to defend this. Very almost slipped up and called him Terran there. I'm sure there would be some tilted people in the community if I did that. Second phase of escalation, so more points are going to come in. Second tier is almost up for TheMista, but he's so far behind Bikerush at this point that, you know, if these Assault Marines get found by this Falcon, they're just going to get absolutely destroyed. There is another squad of Assault Marines. A lot of Assault Marines have been made this game, but not much tech has come out. The Flamer is also still out, which is not great for defending against this. He's going to move back out of range of the listening post, or try to at least, and just kill this kill team. If this had the rocket launcher, he might be a bit more scared, but since it's the flamethrower, it just doesn't do anything at all. And then these Assault Marines coming back. He's probably just going to take this out. He has the Striker Scorpions coming as well. He might want to back this Falcon off before he loses his shield, but I mean, he shouldn't lose too much of his hull anyway. Got a Dire Avenger squad around here as well, pushing out. And now that he's taken this out, Bikerush really does have full control of this map, and it looks like our boy TheMista has realised that, and is going to give up this first game in the round of 8 versus Bikerush.